to Chicago. It is late at night, so
It's got to be close
let's
enough to you now,
play.
right? So welcome, everybody, to Windy City Kindred. Good morning to those people on the West Coast in America. And
I told you I'd tell you when you're in.
yeah, all right. We're in. So welcome, everybody, to Windy City Kindred. And how is my cast doing this morning? I hear Grace is a little hungover.
We're here, just a little here.
Julian's having problems with his technology.
You know, the somber things.
Hashtag the somber life.
Yes.
And wow, what a show we've got ahead of us today. But first, I just want to clarify from the end of last week, because boy, we grabbed the La Sombra that came to town, Malenkov and Sierra. Malenkov is he's not impressed with any of you, but Sierra is nice enough. And you guys went to Arthur's tenement flop, where you've got the top floor of this beautiful brick building. All the windows are blocked out, so it's safe for you guys to be there without getting interrupted by the sunlight. As the sun was coming up, Malenkov did not rest. Arthur, you sent 5 guys over to the building. There's 2 very burly dudes out front at the front door. One guy came upstairs and is going to hang out in the hallway on this floor. Another guy is watching the basement, the back entrances, and a 5th guy is making the rounds around the block to make sure there's no trouble.
Mhm.
Julian is not with you, but I think he's set up his own surveillance, unbeknownst to any of you.
He's his own leech. He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly. And he will. 'Cause that's-
Yeah. Even if I didn't like it, he would. It's just that's part of his charm.
Oh,
So, a little bit out of character. Has everybody been keeping up on their XP? And have you added things to your sheet? Do you have new powers, new disciplines?
That's what I forgot to do.
I did for the last one, but I'm trying to save some now.
But you can also
Yeah.
store it up until you get what you need to buy what you want. I was going through some sheets. Make sure you have your disciplines, your powers selected under your disciplines, I should say. If you've got celerity, choose which celerity. If it's Cat's Grace or Soaring Leap or whatever.
I.e., you're going to need it for this round.
No, who said that? I just said choose. make some choices at this point. Yeah, I think that pretty much catches us up on all this going on. The last episode, you guys were attacked by First Light agents in central Chicago late at night. There was a fierce battle in the streets, fire, blood, dead bodies, but you made it back safely and only a little bit of harm to anyone. Arthur, you took some superficial damage, was it? Or did you not?
I took some superficial damage. The motherfucker cut my coat.
Superficial damage is very easy to mend. You simply rouse your blood, and on a successful rouse check, you'll see that little wound just sew itself right up magically.
So do
If you
Ra-
can do
that first, or would that roll that in with my rouse for the evening?
well, it depends on how you feel about your wound. I mean, it is just one little superficial thing.
And there's those things can stack up. As
And the only point is you risk a little more hunger to fix it. Would not. You wouldn't get any hungrier just to keep it.
Let's do the rouse to get rid of it, because
Then that
there's
will
thi-
happen before you rest for the day.
Yeah, this isn't werewolf. You don't just sit there for 10 minutes and everything's better. Oh man, it stays. That's fine.
No, you still get to heal it, but you become hungrier in
and
the
become
process.
hungry. Oh.
So it's a function of your inner beast. It's sort of a deal you've made. You'd like to have this healed, and he said, fine, but I'm going to be hungry.
feed me, Seymour.
Exactly. So I think that catches us up with everything. Sister, you agreed to stay at this location as well.
I also asked for one of the firearms, by the way.
Oh yes, you have a gun.
Yeah.
Excellent. And your rosaries.
Yeah, of course, always, no matter what I'm wearing.
Wait for those to come out.
Stepping into my revenue, you're influencing my flow of commerce. How dare you?
No, I just need to protect myself. And seeing as how like I saw the fight, I have nothing ranged. This is bad.
Nuns and ammo. I can dig it.
Oh, yeah.
But you do other things though.
Yeah.
You can mesmerize, can you not?
Yeah.
And things like that. Dominate. I'm excited to see you try some of that sometime. Well, not right now. Not right now. Don't do it on these others. And Lilith, yours there as well. Everyone is able to take their own individual room. There, it's just a hallway of 10 by 10 boxes. They're safe. They're secure. They're a good place to crash for the night, or the day, I should say. And with that, I think we're all caught up. So let's begin pretty much the way we always begin. It is late in the morning in Chicago. So let us play. The sun is up. You're in your torpid state. It's not like being unconscious. It's not like being asleep. It is very much like being dead. But like when you wake, you often get the sensation of, oh, I've been hearing things going on for the past couple of minutes, and I've just woken up to see what's happening. Arthur,
Me?
You wake because you hear Napoleon growling, barking, and finally jumping on someone. About the same time, you've been covered with kerosene.
Yeah, I wish I could smell because this would be quite alarming. I don't
Now,
dare.
For a kindred like yourself to rouse yourself during the day, to wake during the day, is a difficult thing, depending on the circumstances. If you need to wake just to answer a phone call, it's extremely difficult. If you need to wake because you're about to be set on fire, it's a little bit easier.
I certainly hope so.
Oh gosh.
It's,
If you look on your handout about rousing the blood, at the end there, it'll tell you that to rouse during the day is a rouse check followed by a willpower, or I'm sorry, a humanity roll, not a willpower, humanity.
so rouse check followed by
Rouse check for your regular waking.
success. And now willpower.
Now your willpower, you're going to roll your unspent willpower, meaning the empty spaces that, or the full, not the empty, the full spaces that you have, not the ones that have been clicked
No.
off.
And we've had have we had a long enough rest for the 1 point of willpower to come back?
No.
No? Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, it will recover when you wake in the evening, but during the day, you're missing it.
And still subbing in one of the hunger dice, correct?
In one of the hunger dice, because that is one of these things too.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes?
Hmm.
That'll get you awake for at least the scene.
Oh, great.
Narcoleptic
What?
vampire.
When you rouse and you get that sensation that you've been hearing things going on for the past couple of minutes, you realize that you heard a struggle. You heard the guy who was out in the hall protecting this floor get into it with somebody. You heard a couple of other voices like, oh my God, man, look what happened. Look what happened. You heard them bust into one of the other rooms before they busted into your room. When they kicked open your door, there were two of them. Napoleon jumped on one instantly, and they are fighting in the hall as you wake. The other one is the one that threw kerosene on you, and he's now flicking his bick, trying to get it lit to throw it on you.
Is it like the Winchester style open flip lighter?
Oh no, it's not a Zippo. It's an actual plastic bic.
That's insulting.
It was probably a mistake. The guy that you see is not dressed the way you would expect. He's actually got a suit jacket, slacks, a white shirt, open collar. He looks like he's got a decent haircut. He's well groomed and manicured. The other guy too, that's on the floor out in the hall with a dog on top of him, seems like he's wearing nice shoes. What would you like to do? You have a very limited amount of time.
I would just first things first, like blow out the bic.
He's in a panic now that you've woken up because that.
Or he's like it hasn't lit yet.
It hasn't lit yet.
Then let's see if I can make his head into an eggshell.
I'm feeling a feral body.
Mm-hmm.
A lethal body, I should say.
Yeah, lethal body, and I had intended to buy it, and I completely forgot throughout the week, but I burned all my XP for a second dot in potence.
Ah,
because it's fun.
It is.
Yeah, so there's lethal body, and I've got a new toy, which is prowess. So let's see how that works. Which is a rouse check. So right, I've got I'm 2 dots of hungry now. So that's 1 success to rouse. So prowess activates.
It does. Your
Feline,
prowess.
stop
activates.
it. There we go.
You have the power of the beast. You have your claws, and you have no patience for this son of a bitch.
All right. Okay. So strength brawl to take care of this intruder.
Strength brawl gives you with a success will give you the option to either grapple him, feed from him, or do something specific to him.
I have a specialization in grapple, so let's do that. Let's brawl.
A little fight music going on.
That is stupid. One success.
One success.
My biggest dice pool.
Would you like to burn some willpower and reroll?
Yeah, this coming to my house. Okay. And then I'll just keep the 1 succeeded. And that's better. That's another success with a 10. So that, with the specialization, and that's a total of 3 then.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this guy has any kind of skill to get out of your way. That's going to be a little dexterity athletics, and I don't think he actually even has enough dice to do it. Because he's just a mere mortal. Yeah, he does not get out of your way.
Cool.
You jump up. As he's flicking his bick and trying to, you've got it. He couldn't get away. He can't move far enough, fast enough, anything. Do you want... You've got him grappled. You can do 2 points of automatic damage just by biting him at this point.
Yeah, it's like right along here, right in like the sweet spot and nape of the neck. Just dig in and just squeeze like he's like the Go-Gurt packet.
He howls in pain causing your dog to howl too, right back at him. But
Good point.
and you have done 2 points of damage. You can feed off of him now that you've got your teeth sunk into him. And Napoleon is actually jumping off of the guy he's knocked to the ground, and he's clawing at the other doors.
Is it like he's trying to escape?
He's trying to, looks like he's trying to get into the other rooms where Sister Vindicta and where Lilith was and where Sierra is. He's trying to wake the rest.
Oh, good boy. The guy that Napoleon grounded,
He's not dead.
Okay, so he's still kicking. Cool.
Yeah. It's just you and him. The guy that you've got grappled. The one in the hall is hurt because Napoleon jumped him and dropped him to the ground, but he's still moving. He's going to move and struggle and try to push himself up. It's going to take him a little bit to do that. The guy you still have is alive.
All right. I'm gonna let's change that. I'm just gonna start squeezing until I can feel ribs just coming apart, popping like a fucking bubble wrap.
If you were going to feed off of him and slake any of your hunger, you'd want to do that before you killed him.
Yeah. All right. Yes. I'll drink my fill. All of it.
Yes.
Kill the fucker.
He came into your house. There's no reason to leave him alive. You drain him until he's like a grape. You feel the squeeze, the blood, and you hear the ribs crack. Ah! He's got no strength left. He falls. There's a guy in the hall. He's crawling away. But first, I think Napoleon's going to be able to get into somebody's room.
Good boy.
He kicks open the door across the hall from you, and it's the room that they've already been into. Sierra Van Burris's room. You can see her with a stake through her heart, and she's on fire.
Oh. I'm covered in gasoline.
Kerosene, technically.
No, kerosene. I am covered in accelerant.
And
yeah, man.
you are afraid of fire. If you get much closer to her in this point, I'm going to have to make you make a frenzy check.
She was the nicest one. Damn shame. And Arthur's brave when needed, not stupid. I don't want to become a Human Torch.
For the sake of narrative and possibly for some comic relief, it's your clothes that have the kerosene on them.
Well, all right. The first time I killed someone naked. All right, let's just full on Bruce Almighty style. Just
drop it all.
Yeah, let's. This is gonna suck. Man, burning hair is the worst smell. Oh, Arthur, you stupid man. Yes. I was supposed to protect them, and that's the job. So, yeah, I'll make the frenzy check to see if I can. First things first, to get the stake out. Is she like straight up like just on fire, or is she totally like Episode 3 Star Wars?
No, she's not completely engulfed in any way. The stake is through her heart. She's kind of frozen in a position where she was scream, but only half of her body is actually lit. It looks like only her clothes if she's laying to her side, on her upper side.
Get her naked too.
Yeah.
It's like, don't flatter yourself. And this, why am I being dumb? Arthur would grab I'm assuming there's some like a these are still tenements, like one of those like gross, like thick, coarse prison blankets. Because
even better,
would.
You can grab the blackout curtain that's hanging in that room because you know that the windows are also boarded up underneath.
Yeah, the blackout
curtains are just for protection, security, and make people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You can use that without opening up any sunlight into the room.
Yeah, I'll rip that from my room.
Did you roll that frenzy check?
No, I have not. It's hunger, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, it's
Arthur. That's a 5.
Let me check. What is your clan? Here, well,
it's Clan Bane. It's something animals. Where I had it somewhere.
Something about frenzy.
Yeah.
Gang or games one or more animal features. Oh no.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, goody.
Oh.
Lame.
Hunger and frenzy.
It's off easy.
One or more animal features and a physical trait, smell, or behavior of type.
Oh, and they stick. They stay for a while.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
I think that it's probably your claws. You know what I mean? Those are your tools of the trade. You pull out your claws, you go in to rip down the blanket, but those claws aren't retracting when you want them to. You're disfigured in the hands for a while, but you're desperate to get this going.
Yeah,
you throw the blanket over Sierra and you can put out the fire.
Mm-hmm. First things first.
The guy
trying not to rip off her face, obviously.
Yeah, she has been badly burned. About half of her body, from her face down to about her waist, has been burned.
So, Napoleon, fetch.
Napoleon's going to go back to the guy who's out in the hallway trying to make it to the door. You hear a thud and ow! And you figure he's got him.
And Arthur, once she's fully extinguished, he's gonna say, I apologize in advance for this. Just try yanking the stake out.
She will, though unnecessary for her, take a breath like she's come back to life. But she is extremely damaged. She has taken a lot of aggravated damage. She's burned over half her face and half her body. There's a hole in the middle of her chest. She is going to fall back into torpor any second now. She points to something on the floor, and she falls over and collapses. She's alive, well, unlifed, but torpid, frozen.
Okay. The plot hook she pointed at
was the letter she was meant to deliver to the prince.
Okay.
It is a sealed letter with wax and an actual stamp, and it says to Prince Kevin Jackson. In her last moments of lucidity before she was falling away into torpor again, that was the most important thing she could think of.
And Arthur will take it, pocket it in his jacket, and go join the dog.
Napoleon has the other guy, the other suited, nice-looking, middle-class white guy for some reason.
Isn't Arthur still nude right now? What jacket?
Yes.
It's like blood completely slaking down his front. It's like,
very nude.
So he puts the letter in his arm.
Oh yeah, I don't have that. It's
what jacket?
The prison pocket. Yes, right. I could. Thank you for catching me on that. That's going. He'll
So
put
how
it.
about you just hold the letter for now?
Yeah. Okay. I know. I need my hands.
Your clawed
Arthur was-
hands.
Yeah. He'll just go put it on his bed, and then follow the sound of the growling to, I don't know, this fucking, what do you do? Who sent you?
Just let me live, man. Just let me live.
I will make that decision once you answer all of my questions satisfactorily. Otherwise, I can make you die very slow.
We had to do it, man. We had to do it.
Had? By who?
Snowman told me.
Snowman.
Snowman told me. Snowman told me what to do. I did what Snowman told me what to do.
I'm getting punched in the dick by Frosty?
I don't know what that means, man.
Napoleon, drag him into the ladies' room.
Into Sierra's room?
Yes.
You, Arthur, are feeling weak. Like you're going to collapse here soon.
Just going to grab the belt from his discarded pants. And just whatever assorted things you could tie someone with. And just truss this guy up like a feast hog.
You can literally hog tie him, put him face down, hands and feet behind him, wrapped and tied.
He'll take from his coat, his notebook, and just kind of just drag hand. It's like, for Madame, and just stuff it in his mouth. It's like, thank you for the information. I will leave the person you harmed decide what happens to you. I'm going to go stay. Napoleon.
Napoleon? Yeah. Arthur is out. He probably doesn't even make it back to his room. His naked body just collapses on the floor.
Scandal.
That is all anybody knows. Is just Sister and Lilith, you have slept through this. Your rooms were not invaded. And kind of like Arthur, you heard something in your sleep, but it could have just been noises. When you wake that evening, you're in for a sight. Let's get rouse checks out of everybody because the sun has set and it is time for you to wake properly.
You gonna let Arthur wake up first so we can put some clothes on?
No, I am not.
I rolled. I failed, so I'm gonna
find him. Well, you know what? You slaked all your hunger.
So I did
on the other guy. So you just pick up one.
Yeah.
And that's your normal. You're just right back into it. But you're also on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, how did you do? Okay, you're good. You got a 7. Oh, wait. Why'd you roll twice? You got a 4 and then you got a 7.
That's what the problem is.
You're muted, Mallory.
It might have lagged a little bit because my computer's lagging right now, so I don't know what happened.
All right, well, then I'm going with your first one, and that was
okay.
A fail. So add yourself 1 little point of hunger.
Okie dokie.
And what about you, Lilith?
I failed as well, and I'm at 3
Hunger.
points of hunger. Yeah.
Hunger gets to everybody, except for Julian in your place. Now, you rolled all right. You're back in your downtown condo.
Mhm.
You set up some surveillance, and when you wake in this evening, your people are ready to tell you that they have something to show you. When you roll the tape from the earliest vantage point, as soon as the vehicle got there, they started rolling. It's about the time that Arthur's people showed up. He's got 2 big, beefy looking guys who were standing out at the front door. He's got another dude who went off down the street and a couple more that went inside. A few minutes later, there's a couple of Russian guys who show up still before sunrise. They talk with the goons out front. You don't have audio, so you don't know what's said. But Malenkov walks out. The two goons lay out a body bag right there on the sidewalk in front of the building and in front of the two muscle-bound goons. And they watch Malenkov lay down in the body bag, get zipped up, and his two guys carry him away. The video, sun comes up, morning rises. It gets to be about 11 a.m. And you see what looks to be like three white suited commodities brokers, just the basic, ordinary, straight run-of-the-mill middle-aged white guys who have no business in this neighborhood, but they seem a little drunk. They approach the two muscle-bound dudes out front, and after a second, they whip out baseball bats and just whack them. One of these dudes gets caught right in the throat with it, and he's choking to death on the ground. The other one is knocked out and dragged inside.
He said he really liked it, and I says, I heard it was dark.
You don't see anybody leave the video after that. The guy who was making the rounds around the block will eventually come back and notice the dead guy out front. He will, in a panic, pull him inside, but he doesn't come out either.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is your video of the day, Julian. That is what you've seen happen over at this other safe house.
Did they get license plates?
No vehicles appeared on the video. Just walk-ups. The guys came out of nowhere.
Did my people attempt to follow Malenkov?
They did not.
All right. One of them will die.
Now, in fairness, you didn't tell them that either. That was never one of the instructions.
Are they going to say that to me?
Oh, I doubt it. I'm just saying of the instructions I received. But yeah, you're allowed. You can dispense your discipline any way you like.
If they don't say anything, that's one death. If they say, "Well, you didn't tell us to," that's two deaths.
That's correct. That is absolutely correct. Yeah. So I'm going to ask those questions to whichever one is showing me.
Yeah.
No. The footage.
But they have you can't wear costumes.
Did you follow Malenkov?
Yeah.
No, sir. We watched the safe house.
Right.
So
what costume?
You observed the building and not the people inside the building leaving.
We were unclear as to what our instructions would be.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. So.
Oh, that must have been my fault.
No, sir. No, sir.
Right. Well,
we should have sought clarity. I see that now.
Oh, really?
I appreciate your hindsight. Well, you have another attempt. You or him?
No, I don't watch.
I'd prefer him, sir.
You know it's going to win Oscars.
Very well. And I'll fucking just slash the dude's throat with my hand.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, there's been a lot of,
The one that stands looking at you is trying not to notice the blood that just splattered over onto his neck.
An advertisement for that.
I'll walk up to him and I'll take my finger and I'll take the blood off of his neck.
And then some,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
right.
And I'll walk away.
Whew.
And then
He's happy you
got
did.
That's why he wears the brown pants.
I should have a glove waiting for me.
You do a right-handed glove with tips, just little brown tips sticking out of each of the fingers and the thumb. It's a dangerous weapon.
Yep.
I'll put money on it. Trust me.
My Ganger glove, I will put that in my jacket. I will take
Exactly.
two of
That would make
the
sense for Josh
stakes
Hartnett to be the
and I will
guy.
put them behind my coat. I'll hand. I'll put the
But
rest of the ammo clip and a gun on the counter for Narvin
Mom had her friend come
when
out,
he gets there,
and she spent a
and
week with her friend Sharon, so that was good.
I will head over
But my mom
to
had
the
her
scene of the
friend
crime.
Sharon come out and spend a week
He's not
with her,
there
so that
anymore.
was good.
Narvin, by the way,
And then Sharon, it was funny.
I
that
finally
we all-
gave him an image.
I saw. I like it.
Do you like him?
Yes.
I'll show everybody.
And,
From
it was
I
funny
wasn't
because
using
Sharon
all of the
stuff
images in
we all
the
I
book,
say
so
it, I
this
just
one
forget
seemed
what we
like
go.
the perfect Narvin.
That sounds familiar.
Absolutely.
Oh,
He's cool.
He's got little bow ties,
I like the earrings.
and he's intense. He's looking like he's intense.
As I walk out, I will assume that the survivor is dutifully cleaning up the mess that he made on the
Oh
ground.
yes, sir. Yeah, that was all his fault.
Right. And then as I pass him, I'm going to stop and I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to say,
Yeah. Did you get your card?
"It's because I see something in you.
That's it.
Don't fail me again."
Thank you, sir.
One would hope.
It's okay. And I walk out.
I made sure to
He's
send it early.
pleased.
Just for
I hope so.
I sent it out
Is Narvin driving you?
Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Then yes, you can head straight over to the tenement house.
This time it's just
That's one of the reasons I was
the junker, the black
Audi.
the black bet. Yeah, something less conspicuous.
Okay.
Will still be conspicuous, but less.
Less extra.
Yeah. That's fine. We'll just go with a little sedan, something. It's got some good horsepower, but nobody knows it to look at it.
Julian is pissed,
What'd your boss
which Narvin can probably sense.
What did your boss say about it?
Let me go over and talk to the sister and Lilith for a minute while you're.
We don't have to talk about it.
Let me come back to that though. Let me get these girls out of their rooms. Sister, when you wake this morning, or this evening, I should say, there's the smell of
You were saying she understood.
smoke and burned flesh and hair and kerosene. And when you open the door, the scene is it's like something out of a psycho thriller. There's a body naked laying on the floor, just half in and out of Sierra's room. The door to the hallway is open, and the guy who was guarding you is dead in the clutches of another guy that looks like a stockbroker who's also dead. It looks like they killed each other. If you go out into the hall and turn, you'll see Sierra half burned with a hole in her chest, laying torpid on her bed while Arthur's on the floor. And I think that's about the time Lilith comes out of her room and sees the same damn thing.
What the fuck happened?
The smell, the sights, the blood, there's a dead body. There's a guy that's tied up in a like hog tied with presumably something in his mouth, otherwise he'd still be screaming. He's alive, but the other two are dead.
Right. I'd probably go over to Arthur and try to get his an explanation from him.
You could roll Arthur over and try to rouse him a little bit. He's naked, covered in blood down his face.
Nothing I haven't
he was
seen before.
Yeah. It's not even a surprise.
Rousing.
She would probably see the tattoos on his back, though.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Do you want to describe those?
Yeah, it's in like the Germanic black letter, almost in mockery. It says "Und Blut eine Ehre," so blood and honor, like you would see on an SS knife. and 33 death's heads with daggers dripping through the skulls. The kill count. And he's got like various like sailors type tattoos. He's got like the sparrow, a couple sparrows on one pectoral. It's like a lot of like almost not quite Celtic, but a lot of like very thorny vines, and some of them having like faded with time, like rosebud blossoms that have some significance.
So these were all tattoos that you had before you were turned?
Yes.
Basically, because you know that getting a tattoo after you turn takes a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a reason why he wears the turtleneck. They go all the way up to his collarbone. They're all over the place.
And Napoleon is dutifully sitting by his side. So Arthur, you can wake at this point and notice that the sister and Lilith are attending to you. Sierra is not going to wake, even for right now. Too much damage. And if she was to rouse herself again and fail, she'd slip right back into torpor anyway.
I'm inspecting the hogtie person.
Arthur can tell you that that's the one he tied up.
Yes, there were two of them. He's the one that's left, but I reserving him as a recompense for the lady. Oh, he'll sit up and just cover his modesty.
Looks like we lost the sister here for just a second. But Lilith, how are you taking this? Hello?
We're having all the tech problems.
Oh, hello.
I mean, it's kind of frantic. We're having issues all over the place.
We are.
Her computer automatically restarted. She'll be back in a second, she said.
We'll give her a second then. But Arthur, you haven't had a chance to go downstairs yet, but from this hallway, you can see that the guy that was up here seems to have gotten into it with one of the stockbrokers, managed to take him out, but also died in the process. So there's a couple of bodies there over by the stairwell. After a minute, though, that roaming guy who's been going around the block and watching, he's going to come running up the stairs and say, I've got things sort of handled. The bodies downstairs are gone and the building's locked up. He's tried to just kind of seal this building shut. He's alive, and the guy who was watching the back door is still alive. One of the big burly dudes from the front is unconscious and hurt, but he'll be okay after a while. So you've got 3 of the 5 that you had protecting the building still with you.
All right, close ranks.
Where's Malenkov? What? We need to finish at least what we can with Sierra.
Yes, well, when she wakes, she'll have something to help her recover. I would certainly hope, anyway. Just, you look like you're quite spongy.
Julian, when you arrive at the building, the front doors will be locked. There doesn't seem to be anybody down there.
Before I go in, I want to walk around and see if I see anything useful or interesting.
Give me a wits awareness roll.
Awareness.
Yes. Two and one. you don't see anything that stands out as particularly nefarious. There are some unusual things. All of the doors of this building are suddenly locked. The bottom floor is dark. There are no lights on inside. If you look up to the outside of the building, even though it's got that fire escape, you can see that it's no good to go up or down. It's completely rickety, and it'll probably fall right off of the brick if you try to climb it. But yeah, I would say that you might have a sensation that you're being watched, but you don't notice it.
I wouldn't. Okay.
It's just a feeling.
Does the feeling persist as I walk around the building, or does it hit me at a certain spot as I'm walking around the building?
It's just sort of persistent. Like, yeah, something feels off here.
Okay. Then I will wait, leading on the brick of the building, and Narvin will knock on the door.
It'll take a few minutes, but from upstairs, that associate of Arthur's will hear something and go running down the stairs to the front door. He can let in Narvin and Julian. Presumably, he's been instructed that there are more of you coming. So he can lead you upstairs, and Julian, you see a sight. You see a couple of dead guys at the top of the landing. You see a hog-tied, still alive stockbroker tied up in a room. You see Sierra half burned with a hole in her chest. Arthur's just now getting around to putting some clothes on.
Well, it looks like you all had an interesting day.
Not all, thankfully. But yes, some of us.
It's fire. He's burned. Where's the letter?
And he puts over to his cot, where he's just sitting on top of the disheveled sheets.
I will take the letter and I'll put it in my jacket. Where's Malenkov?
We don't know. We don't know where he is.
Well, this is quite the absolute clusterfuck.
In time, when the one security guy does finally wake, he'll tell you that Malenkov himself insisted that they were going to split the party for safety, so that he had an excuse to leave. They thought it was legitimate. But that'll come after you talk to him several hours down the road.
The man who is hogtied, where is he?
He's in the room where Sierra is, and I think Arthur can explain him.
Son, he done my serious questioning on him already. You are welcome to take a crack on him. Just please leave him unspoiled. He is, think of it as a pyramid for the lady.
And you? Anything? I'm looking at Lilith. Anything to add?
I didn't wake up. This all occurred when I was asleep.
Well, obviously we have to move to another location.
Yes, we do. But I don't know where we could go. I mean, we can go to my house. We can go to another one of maybe his buildings. I think that we need to get this letter to the prince.
Right. You. And I kicked the guy on the ground. Not hard.
Yo.
Are you awake?
he's got a rag in his mouth. He's like,
That's good. We're starting with honesty. So I won't kick you again. Would you mind stepping into my office? And the shadows around me will gather around him and around me. And I will say, "Who sent you?"
He's still
I'll take the bag out.
I told the other guy, man, I did this for Snowman. I had to. I had to because Snowman told me.
Does he look like he's on drugs?
Not drugs.
Yeah, but blood blinded.
What does Snowman look like?
He will describe a. How do I want to put it? He describes a animal of a guy. Long hair, big fangs, long fingers. And he'll say, that's Snowman.
How long have you known Snowman?
About a week.
A new friend? How interesting. Well, if you have anything else that might be useful to your survival, don't hesitate to let me know. Now.
Well, I think maybe the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah.
What about?
Well, I mean, we're supposed to stake it and burn you, but if we're also supposed to bring the bodies to the hospital, when we're done.
Interesting. Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Chicago.
What's the address?
Yeah, he'll give you an address. It's a downtown, studio apartment.
Okay. Well, I will know everything there is to know about you and everyone you care about shortly.
His name is Blaine.
Blaine. As I'm saying this, Narvin probably is looking it up, and he'll whisper. He'll like pop through the darkness and whisper the name. Blaine. I'll know everything I need to know about you and everyone you care about. I will systematically kill, maim, and torture every single one of them and leave their bodies at your feet if you survive.
I just do what I was told, man.
I understand. There are consequences. I might be able to be convinced to not do that, but you're going to have to be really creative. But I'll let you have time to think about that while I find their addresses. Okay? Thank you. And the shadows dissipate. I tell them about the hospital.
Yeah, the hospital that he'll be a little more specific with you, but it'll be the Brookfield Medical Center.
Is there a particular wing they were supposed to bring it to? Just dragging in a bunch of cadavers seems...
They have an incinerator there for medical waste, and that was...
basement.
Yeah.
Stakes.
Who
Arthur,
would-
you're pretty sure that he described a gangrel.
Me too. A new gangrel.
A new gangrel, yes, this is correct.
Do we know any gangrel that would be new to Chicago? A group of them, perhaps.
I keep my social circles relatively small.
Apparently too small. This is the second time in one night that gangrel have attempted to kill.
How do you feel second time in a night?
Weren't the gloves gangrel claws?
The bullets were.
The bullets were gangrel claws, right?
That's true. That's true. If you're looking at, but the agents were not.
Right.
I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this.
Yes, come see, come sir. There's it's not uncommon in certain circles to use the weapons of your enemy to try and kill them, I believe, is the first instance of the evening. As for this,
It's also not uncommon to give your agents effective weapons if they're going to act on your behalf.
this is also true. This is entirely possible. It's Gangro, a territorial bunch. We don't really like each other unless we have to. But I can speak with those who I am cordial with and see if I can set up some answers.
Okay. Well, I can get someone down here to help our friend put into visuals his description of this mysterious man, Mr. Snow.
Go
ahead.
So long as, again, he remains, as I do like to say frequently in our interactions with people of extreme character, consequences. He burned her so she can have her fun. That is my only insistence.
Do we think these people were sent by the group from Gary? The group that came here not too long ago and knew about the things that will be going down here.
That would be a good bet.
I was hoping for Flyboy. I just wanted to give him another visit. He was so much fun to torment. But
Well, this would have been this would have been not your first run-in with those individuals, right, Arthur?
The first time it was it's a little more it's not so face to face as this was. So I would need to get some more concise information before I can make a definitive approximation.
Which you haven't told us yet.
It was not something I considered to be worth the trouble. It may have just been someone thinking a nice car was someone worth shaking down. They left when they realized they were dealing with someone who had to deal with them back.
You certainly did scare them away. And I look back at the charcoal, the smoldering bed and body of Sierra. Well, we have two things. I don't think that the letter is the only thing that needs to be delivered. I believe that Malenkov and our charcoal lady over here were also supposed to be delivered. So I don't feel comfortable giving the letter to him without them.
We need to get her somewhere that she'll be able to get help. If that's the prince, so be it.
Any ideas?
She
has been burned and she has been staked. She has taken 4 points for, metagaming of aggravated damage. So she's living basically on just one small point of damage. To fix herself, she could probably use some vitae. Give her some hunger so that she can rouse herself, so that she can heal some wounds.
This happened in under Arthur's watch. He'll take that upon himself.
I wouldn't. I mean, go ahead.
There's an appropriate way of doing things, and he'll give her enough vitae to wake her up.
Not to Lasombra.
And yet, if it was like a blood type, you would be the closest blood type.
Yeah. So I'm not going to stop him if he wants to do it. But I would say, I feel you're naked, covered in blood, and your hands are deformed.
your hands still are deformed. This is going to probably last you through the night.
I don't think that you would be her first selection for blood.
What are you talking about? I am delicious.
I'm sure. Just saying.
Who do you think the best person would be then?
Obviously me.
But you're not offering.
I'm not going to stop you all from doing what you want to do. This isn't my show. So, yes, if Arthur wants to do that, I will advise all of you, as I did beforehand when I suggested that we go to a more remote place, your place, and you declined. So if you'd like me to be more direct, I can. If you'd like me to attempt to be subtle, then you can't blame me when you don't get it.
Where's the blame?
It's just gonna give her
I'm
the
gonna-
when they squabble.
I'm gonna bite into my wrist and I'm gonna feed it to her.
Okay.
It's a mixed drink tonight.
Sierra will wake enough to wrap a blanket or something around herself and be able to talk to you a minute. She could tell you that if you call the Diamond Yama, they'll send people for her. She can recover there, and she'll be safe. She can't meet the prince in this condition.
Of course.
In
But
the
she
meantime,
asks you to deliver the letter on her behalf.
and Malenkov, do you know where his alternative abode might be?
He doesn't need a home. He doesn't need a haven. He can live anywhere. And he will. He'll do what he wants.
Do you think he would be the type to approach the prince on his own accord?
No. He has no interest in the Camarilla.
But, any argument of his contacts in the city, or do you think he's just going for a night on the town?
Imagine it like a vacation for him. Imagine a bloody vacation.
Why did he come with you?
He was ordered. Tally sent us both. She will give you the number, her secure number to call over at the Diamond Yama. It's a very nice high-end hotel. I mean, 5-star, 5-diamond hotel. And she wasn't intending to stay there so soon, but now it's going to probably be the only safe place for her. No offense.
It's accepted.
The question for the group, what do you want to do?
My main goal is to deliver this letter. I mean, if this is what she pointed out in her most dire moment of need, it's of what's of most importance.
The prince, you assume, has no idea of what's happening here at this point and is still preparing for an Elysium at the Succubus Club tonight.
Right.
The
prince and the sheriff need to be made afraid of this situation. We have one dignitary who is out of commission until perhaps tomorrow night. We also have one who is persona non grata. A rogue asset is bad.
He's
And
on the
we need
loose.
to know.
Yeah.
If only to just wash our hands.
If only it
granted-
was that easy.
And granted, we'll probably need to hunt the fucking Risky down, but in the meantime, we can at least say it's like, yeah, we can't control him. He's ancient, he's Russian. Those two things don't go well together. And we will assuredly have to make recompense for this. Or the fault I will admit is mostly mine, and I can accept that. And the help is, of course, appreciated. But this is how we all know how it works. For the time being, I say we get the mademoiselle to her someplace secure where she can recover, relax, and we deal with the Chernobyl fallout of the situation.
If you call the number she gave you, you'll get a hold of somebody at the Diamond Yama and allow them to come pick her up. A limo will show up flanked by 2 other vehicles. A half a dozen security guards will rush into the room. She will thank you and promise to see you later. And when she is properly healed, she will insist on coming to that Elysium for the meeting with the prince. He can contact her at the Diamond Yama after he reads the letter. But please deliver it to him tonight.
Is our next stop. Did she take her box lunch with her?
Oh, she, she took a little bit of your vitae, but did not imbibe from the hog-tied one. She'll feed back at the hotel when she...
Okay. My friend, it appears that you are not up to the lady's discerning tastes. That's a damn shame for you.
I told you everything, man. I told you everything. We did it because we had to. We had to.
No. Shh. My little lamb, I understand. And if I were a merciful man, I would just wring the life out of you. But if I have learned one thing in all my years, there's nothing more fun than watching a cat play with a helpless mouse. So I will let you be at the mercy of my associate Julian for as long as you may live. So, do it. No,
not that guy. Not that guy.
but see, if only you had put up more of a fight, I may have killed you. But now, because you are a coward, because you spoke, you are now just... He's crazy.
Please. Yeah.
Au revoir, my child. Do have fun.
Well, Julian is yours if you want him.
Yeah, look, please have him.
Sure.
I know how you love to
Go.
play with things.
So, I'll take him. I'm not gonna do anything to him yet.
Yet.
I'll put him up in a nice room. You can chill for a little bit.
Are you going to leave him hog-tied for now? Because you only brought the sedan, and he'll take up the whole back seat.
No, he can sit right next to me.
Okay. You going to untie him then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can sit right here, and I'll even put on his seatbelt for him when he gets in.
I think he's too scared to do anything else.
That was what I was hoping.
Fight, or catatonia. Catatonia it is.
Yeah. Fight, flight, or freeze. And he has chosen freeze. Yeah.
Julian doesn't have a whole lot else to say.
All right.
It's just disappointed.
Yes.
The other bodies can be taken care of. The unconscious bouncer can be taken care of as well, and he'll make a full recovery.
Yeah. Hendrix and Tom can relax.
Yeah, the other ones give you a report on what they saw, but it's pretty much everything you already knew.
Please, as I walk out, please be aware. I got the feeling that there were eyes on me as I walked in.
In particular direction, or just a feeling of being watched?
It's just one of those feelings.
Well, I'll have Hendrix keep an eye out. extra sharp this time.
Is the idea that I will be delivering this letter by myself, or are we all going tonight to deliver it?
Of course, I'm going to be heading with you. Who knows whether strays you might pick up without a proper shepherd?
Oh, is that what you are?
Yeah.
Then
What is wrong with Julian?
Julian's fucking.
Yeah, you think?
He's Then we can all go as soon as I drop him off at the condo.
You're gonna drop him at the condo?
Nah, I'll take
The
him.
broker?
Then we can all go now.
Okay. The guy that you have in the car with you, he will tell you a little bit about himself. You'll get Blaine's backstory. He just kind of wants to talk now that he's deciding not to run. It was him and his buddies, like 3 of them. They were out for a night and they were just partying and getting drunk and everything. And they met this dude and this other dude. And next thing you know, that they were held up at a house, in a basement, and they were drinking their blood. And next thing you know, they were getting orders to go do these things. And they were given these baseball bats. And that's the stake that Sierra had through her. It was a baseball bat with the handle kind of just sharpened to a point.
Yikes.
Pounded right through her. So he tells you that whole story, and it just seems like it was some real vampires that found them somewhere in the city, and over the course of a few days, a little less than a week, had brought them under their control and had them do this. Specifically.
Okay.
And Sister Vindicta, thank you for coming back. You didn't miss much. We were just trying to sort out everything at the top floor of this building. It's a crazy scene.
Julian is so angry.
Julian is a bit touchy today.
He's an angry boy.
Uh-huh.
Is it the hunger?
No, it's the failure.
Mm-hmm.
Of them? Your group?
All the failures compounded in on themselves.
Yeah, this was a bit of a clusterfuck.
The multiple failures, and his disappointment and the lack of professionalism is getting to him at the moment.
You took the letter, and the letter is addressed to the prince directly, but you and I both know that coming from you, that's going to be a tough one.
Absolutely. She probably already should suspect that I'm going to give it to the sister. In the same way that I had her walk in front when we first met him. But I haven't gotten a chance to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, she does have probably the best
I'm not dressed correctly this time. It won't work.
The illusion is broken.
Yes, that's part of the
whole idea of being Calypso. Calypso? Calypso.
That's why I'm all just street clothing. But dealing with a prince, I would prefer to be like my armor. My visual armor would be the habit. It gives that little level of, hey, it's,
Okay. So do you want to separate and meet back then?
Just to get changed into my habit to speak to the prince about our failure, and we didn't really do everything he asked for in the letter. We're missing one. One is injured.
Well, there's a difference between not having done it and not being able to stop it. We could not stop Malenkov from leaving. In fact,
true.
Stopping him would have probably been worse.
Okay, yeah, I think if we're going to meet with the prince, I'd rather be in as much of a professional mean as I can be. Okay.
Then I will drop Blaine off at my condo, and I will set him up in the guest room, and I will have some food brought for him. And I'll give him the remote, and I'll say, you stay tight, okay?
I will let you take him back there. I will let you put him up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you should be reminded, he is still bonded.
Yes.
So he's got that itchy, kind of demeanor where he'd rather be listening to somebody else.
Absolutely. Does a blood bond help you find the one you're bonded to?
Not the one you're bonded to, but it could help the one that did the bonding find his bondee.
Dope.
Dope.
Yeah. I believe that this is a solid plan.
Solid plan. All right. Just gonna go with that.
In my expensive, constantly surveilled and monitored condo in the middle of the constantly monitored city. Yes.
Yes. Your condo is a much higher security building than Arthur's tenement here. So yes, getting even close to it is hard to do unobtrusively.
Okay, that's it then.
Sister, hello, sister. Did you want to go all the way back to your convent to change?
My clothes are there.
There are other churches.
Having to explain why I'm wearing what I'm wearing and borrow a habit is probably not going to be a good idea.
Who said anything about borrow?
It is nighttime. So break into a convent? What do you take me for? It's horrible.
I can't get you to do that? All right.
No. I have standards.
It will be a little bit of a journey then for you to head back to your convent grounds on North Chicago and then get back to where the Succubus Club is. Is anyone going to talk to Damien? The sheriff?
Not it.
Not. Well, Julian's already got it.
Oh, Julian's doing it?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Okay.
Made me laugh.
Everyone else already seems busy, so say la vie. I'll speak to them.
Yeah, I mean, Arthur knows the full picture for the most part.
That's true. And you can call
And a chance to look down my nose at him too. I'll take it.
So he'll answer the phone and yeah, go for Damien. And you don't have to put up with his voice.
No, it's fine because it fuels the end character just like motherfucker. And it's like, Francois Damien, there's been a development or a series of them. As a patriot of the Camarilla, I feel I should praise well.
Yeah, all right. Well, what's going on?
Well,
Try this.
you are aware of the development in which we were.
No.
We were safe. First things first. I think all of the Kindred should be made aware that there are hunters out in force. We encountered them in our picking up of the La Sombra representatives. They were dispatched. It was covered. The Masquerade is intact, but there are hunters out and about. So if security needs to be bumped up I would suggest that humbly. You are the sheriff. It isn't entirely your prerogative, but a few someone's under a blood bond, it seems, broke into one of my tenements and set fire to one of the representatives. She is alive. She is going to recover and show a little late.
You mean the La Sombra delegation was they got attacked?
Yes, I'm fine, by the way. Thank you for asking. And so is my coterie.
But the La Sombra, not good. One of them's gone, and the other one's damaged.
one is damaged. She's going to take some time to recover, some beauty sleep, put on some makeup, and she'll be fine. She'll be a little tardy to the to our gathering tonight. The other one, I don't think he had any intention to actually attend.
All right. Oh, jeez, this is all bad. This is like the worst thing. Oh, jeez. Oh.
No, worse. It could be worse. The madame could be dead. She is not.
All right, look.
And we have a lead, so things could be significantly worse. Right side, silver linings, my boy.
All right, no, you need to listen to me now. All right. No succubus club tonight. No Elysium. We can't have the whole the city showing up there because if they no cancel that for tonight. I want you to put your group together, and you're gonna meet me over at that spot on the rooftop where we met before. You know what I'm talking about?
How could I ever forget?
Okay, you go there, and I'm gonna meet you there. All right, and we're gonna figure this out.
The whole coterie or just me?
Yes, everyone. You bring them all.
Of course, sir.
Oh, this is a disaster. It's totally a disaster.
I agree. There is a fox in the hen house.
I got to call the prince, and he's going to hang up on you right then.
It's like, better you than me.
He's definitely concerned about what just happened because this is exactly what wasn't supposed to happen. The Lasombra were given protection from the prince. They were given reign into the city, and they were given his protection. Now that they've been assaulted, or one of them's gone and the other one's been assaulted, who knows what the outcome of this negotiation is going to be. The rooftop is over by that Wrigley Field area, that place you met before. The rest of the group hasn't been there, so give them instructions on how to get there.
Yeah, he'll
The
message them accordingly, yeah.
Let's see. No, sister, you probably still had to change. And it's good to see you in your habit. Julian has run to his downtown condo and dropped off the last remaining blood-bonded commodities broker that attacked you. Sister Vindicta has run back home and gotten into her habit. Lilith and Arthur, thoughts?
I need to feed. That's the only thing I.
What are you at food-wise or hunger-wise?
3.
3?
Yeah. Yes.
You are hungry, aren't you?
Yes.
While I'm here, can I feed on mine too, since I have my herd?
You have a herd, so yes.
Yeah, cool.
Much easier for you. Lilith is going to have to go off into the rack or out into the streets.
Right. I mean, because of how hungry I am, I'd probably just go into the rack.
Then roll your, a manipulation persuasion? Charisma persuasion? Something like that?
I think it's
You're
charisma.
the seductive one.
Yeah. So let's see.
So let the hair down.
Well, we'll see how I do first. Yes. See how awkward my awkward self.
Include your hunger die.
Yep.
A lot of dice hitting the table.
Click clack, shinies.
All right. So let's see. I've got 1, 2, only 2 successes. So.
Well, like I said, you can't really fail to feed all of them. You fail to roll, but 2 successes take you a little bit longer to find.
So it can be my normal awkward self.
It's your seductive powers are coming along, but they're all very learned as opposed to very natural. Everybody's chatting here. All right. I haven't got time to read any of that, so stop it.
Keep going, everyone.
So do I have to roll anything for mine, or does I just get automatic feedy?
You know, it rolls same thing. You just don't have much of a threshold to pass.
Oh,
Since
okay.
you already have.
So just roll my predator.
Yeah. What is your predator type?
Manipulation and subterfuge. I just clicked the little button next to it.
Oh, that's
right.
Yes.
Did that
Three
not
little
go
laser
through?
dots appear on someone's head.
I guess that didn't go through, huh? Or is it gonna lag?
It's probably gonna lag.
Yeah, just
We'll wait for it to pop up.
theoretically.
Just turn the screws on the suspense.
Did it? Did it not?
Nope.
Yeah.
I
haven't
clicked
seen
it. Can I click it again?
Or just
Or just
click
do it?
your
Okay.
from the sheet.
All right. So manipulation and subterfuge. So there's that. And then there's subterfuge. Oh. I'm lagging really badly. Nothing's coming up. Can we just say I did it and did okay and got one,
Yeah,
please?
let's say
Thanks.
You're
Thanks.
fine. You can feed, though you cannot slake all your hunger because you have a herd.
Mhm.
And Lilith, you have the opportunity to slake all your hunger, but that leaves a body behind.
No, I wouldn't do that right now.
Then
It's
leave
a little
yourself
bit
with
too
one
crazy.
That
Right.
normal hunger pang that you carry with you. It's pretty normal.
Yeah. She's getting more and more used to it by the day.
Arthur will inform the rest of you that you're meeting with the sheriff on this rooftop in North Chicago. People have fed if you need to feed, and anything else that you're planning on before you hit this meeting?
Not me.
Then why not go straight there? Now I gotta find it too. Oh, there it is.
As we get there, I will give the letter to the sister.
Sister, you have a letter that's formally wax stamped with a symbol from the Sabbat, and it says Prince Kevin Jackson in very nice script on the front.
Joy.
When you arrive to this rooftop meeting place, you could see the skyline of Chicago to the south behind you. Sheriff Damien is already. He'll tell you, this is really bad. This is really bad. So, first you said you were attacked by hunters.
Yes.
Where was this?
Where? As down by the arrow underneath somewhere. Surely you know the chaos of battle details can get fuzzy.
There is no mention of this. It's not in the news. It wasn't listed in any response from emergency services. Nothing. No. It's like it never happened. You said there was a fire?
Yes. Barbecue.
No fire. There was no fire. There was no bodies. I don't know what happened there.
Isn't that interesting?
I think
And then-
that Malenkov was more than anyone expected.
So, yeah, all right. Malenkov, he's gone? He's just like disappeared?
He walked away during the daytime.
I mean, you know that guy's like a fucking animal, right?
And yet,
What
here he
would
is.
you have suggested?
All right. No, you're right. This is a problem for a different day. We think you were attacked by the Gary group.
Wow.
Now, you said that there was a mention of a snowman.
Yes.
Snowman is one of the names that came to us from Gary.
That would have been nice to know.
Yes.
We had other people working on that. You didn't need to bother you with it.
Where were they?
They were not able to find them. So look, there's a group of them. Snowman is maybe the leader, maybe just the muscle. But there's a woman named Malort. She's a super sneaky nos. You'll never see her. She could be following you. You'd never even know it.
He'll look to Julian.
Right.
So there's 4 of them. It looks like they took these commodities brokers out of the rack about a week ago. And they would have bonded him. They would have made him do what you did. They've been missing for a week. Nobody's seen them at their business. If you got a question, you go ask it, because I got nothing else.
Oh, then this group sounds you are quite acquainted with their motives and their operation. They are not strangers to you.
Remember that file you brought back from Gary?
Yes.
This is what Kalaka gave us.
And
Gave us their names.
yet with actionable intelligence, nothing was done.
Not
You're-
by you. You got to understand, we got a lot of things going on, a lot of plates spinning over here,
No, I understand. It's just I now fully comprehend why you are so concerned.
Look, all I can say is what you did for the prince, you did right. Okay?
I know.
Crook didn't bother you, and Genghis didn't bother you, and I don't think Flyboy bothered you.
No. Mission accomplished. So we're done here.
Well, not exactly.
If you need more help, please just ask. That's what this is, right? Us helping you.
He will be joined by Prince Kevin Jackson,
Hi.
who has been listening to the whole conversation.
Sure.
We didn't expect Gary to be such a problem. We didn't know it would have to do with this. So, before we can have an Elysium, before we can meet, before we can discuss whatever it is the visitors want to discuss, this coterie has to be dealt with. I'm going to charge you with that. Find them. But more important, find who hired them. Find this Frank Gogan.
I have served. I will be of service.
So you don't want this letter now, then?
I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to So you don't want this letter now, then? I don't
What
want to
letter?
accidentally misplace it. Oh, from what was her name?
Sierra.
Sierra. From Sierra. She was insistent that you get this tonight. Actually, she actually gave us a time frame.
He will put out his hand.
I will gladly hand it to him and step back.
He will step back away from you, too, and
Yeah.
slide open the wax seal on the letter. He takes a minute to read it. He hands it to Damien, who puts a scowl across his face when he reads it. And just shakes his head like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh shit! Maybe I shouldn't have given it to him.
Nah.
Like,
The prince, knowing probably that this is something that's not going to stay quiet, will let you all see the letter as well. I will make this available to you so you can read it yourself. All players' journals.
That's some fancy ass handwriting.
I've also transcribed it below
Yeah.
so you don't have to read it that way.
Thank goodness.
Dearest Prince Jackson, of our ancient enemy, the Camarilla, I write with the full authority from the inner council of my clan, and hereby extend the offer of peace and friendship between Clan Lasombra and the Camarilla. It is our wish to call an armistice and join your flock to best survive the nights to come. I am aware this letter will come as a surprise, and you may ask why we did not approach your Justicars. It is the belief of our clan council that the Camarilla is governed by its respective princes, such as yourself, and ultimately it is you and your peers to decide whether you wish for us to at your side or as opposition. This is a sincere offer. My delegates have authority to make deals on behalf of the clan, though please defer to Ms. Van Buren for matters of politics and Mr. Malenkov for matters of war. I hope to be a formally admitted guest to your domain in years to come without fear of reprisals from your mighty sheriff, and without you having to be concerned that we act against you. With great respect, Sir Tally, Legat, Templar for Clan Lasombra, child of Lord Leopold Valdemar, grandchild of Terrico Bravo, great-grandchild of Boro Kefos.
Hey, you have family coming. That was totally out of character, guys.
Sheriff Damien is just shaking his head. Mighty sheriff, he's fucking making fun of me is what he's doing.
No.
No, I don't think he is. I think this was a very formally worded letter.
The prince will tell you. You see the stakes now. They're not just refugees. They don't speak for themselves. They speak for their entire clan.
Then do we have permission to do anything that is necessary to keep them safe?
What do you want?
No, we won't fear. Let's say we had to kill a couple kindred to make sure that no harm came to these delegates.
I want you to kill 4 of them.
But if more get in the way, if they have more that help them, would it be okay? I mean, not to an extreme.
We walk a dangerous ground here.
I know.
I can give you authority to take on the Gary coterie, even with lethal force, right to a blood hunt. But the Camarilla is off limits.
Of course.
You do not have the right to hunt a member of our organization.
And if, let's just say that we find out there is someone betraying you, do you want us to just let you know then? And you take care of it?
Yes. And yes, it will come to that. Whoever this Frank Gogan is, it comes from the inside. Only a Camarilla would know this name. Only someone who's been in Chicago would know his history, who he was. It will come from the inside, but I don't know who. Do what you can to find out who he is.
And resources.
What do you need?
Access.
Actually,
I was wondering.
Turn away from you and look to the sister and say, "Sister, what do you need?"
Out of character-wise, do I have to think of everything we need right now, or can I just be like,
No, because
okay,
resources is a very blanket statement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the if we need to call on you for something, will you help us kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the same way we don't really use money in terms of numbers.
Okay.
As he turns away from me, I will say, "Oh, I see. I must not be wanted here," and I will take several steps back, bowing respectfully as I do.
He's gonna be so mad. I'll just a way of contacting those who we need to contact, and I'll be sure to contact the sheriff. And I turn towards Sheriff Damien if we need anything specific, because I don't want to waste any more of your time, sir.
The ones on this roof are the only ones to be trusted with this information. You find something, you call Damien.
Understood. Thank you.
He will disappear as enigmatically as he came.
Oh, no response. Okay, interesting.
The prince missed it.
Miss what?
No, missed it.
It just.
Oh no, he didn't miss. He just
Okay.
left.
Your Eminence? Damien,
Yeah.
catch. Flick over one of the bullets.
Oh.
This is what we are dealing with. As the prince said, only you two to be trusted. This circle of my coterie, this knowledge now includes the two of you.
This came from the agents?
This came from the men that attacked us on the L, yes.
The really scary thing about that is that we didn't find anything. You know what I mean? That means somebody cleaned it up,
Yes.
in my city without me knowing.
Yes, and I want you to be appraised of all the inner workings of this debacle, since unactionable intelligence or murky intelligence has led us to this abysmal impasse. I am trusting you with everything I know, so please, respectfully, pay me in mind the respect back. Because if we are to be the sledgehammer of you and the prince's will, we need to know everything, or else we can't do our job, and then we either misrepresent you and the prince, or, Cain forbid, we fail.
All right, I'll open up the files for you on the Gary coterie, so you know who you're looking for.
Thank you.
And he'll tell you about Snowman, Baggy, Malort, and One Round.
All right, so I have Snowball. Which one was the sneaky Nosferatu?
Malart.
Malort.
Malort.
Oh, Malort.
I mean, man, I would be sneaky if I had a name like that too. So Malort.
I'm gonna drop some pictures in your.
She changed her name to Malort. Why would you change your name to Malort? It used to be
Oh my
Chaos.
lord!
Dropping pictures on the thingy.
Yeah, I'm showing you.
Is it just the
I'm putting
their
the
aliases, or do we have their affiliations as
their
as
real
clan?
names.
Not real names. I would, if that's there, great, but their clan.
I can. Snowman. I'm sorry. Let's go down the road here.
Snowman has a gangrel tag on him.
Yes.
Or is that just...
Does have a gangrel tag on him because he's a gangrel.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Baggy is also a gangrel.
Okay, Baggy's. Man, they're guys are making me look bad.
You better go talk to Rosa.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ask the fucking sheriff for lots of guns. It's gonna be my gal.
One Round is a Bruja, but strangely, in life, he was the brother of Snowman. So Snowman the gangrel and One Round the Bruja were related in
Biologically brothers.
Wow, weird.
And Malort, of course, is the Nos.
Sheriff, I definitely understand your concerns about someone operating with this much authority in your territory. I can attempt to help out with that. If I do find information that would lead you to whoever this was, all I would ask is help smoothly transitioning their power and authority forward.
I'm not sure I know what you mean about, transferring power and stuff, but, what are you looking for?
Well, the world abhors a vacuum, and anyone who would be able to mess around with your territory obviously is important, but lacks respect. So, if I can find information that would lead you to whoever that is, be wise to put someone in that position who does have the respect. for your position, of course.
So you mean if you like find who else doing this, you want to take their job?
Yes.
Well, we'll see how you do. He's got an awful laugh too.
That's right.
Of course.
If I see Arthur like try and pull his hands up that way, I just kind of shoved in front.
No, I was just like, It's just like, ow, claws.
They're still out. So, I put up the pictures there on the under Damien of the 4 that you're looking for.
The horseman.
Oh shit.
He'll give you whatever help he can. If you need resources, you could call on him for it. He doesn't have any burner phones for you now, but he does have a number you could call.
I do have something I need. I need my people to have access to the traffic cameras downtown.
Yeah, all right. You got that. You got that lab, right? That computer lab.
Indeed.
We can pump it over there. How's that?
Fantastic.
That way you'll have some surveillance on these traffic cameras in real time.
And this is a question, as a player to storyteller, it's the prince is, they're strict on embracing, on siring.
Everything with permission. Without permission, don't do it.
All right. Okay. Good. Then now I know to ask. And going forward, if more security is to be required, might I have the permission to ghoul some of my typical muscle?
Now, an embrace and a ghouling are not the same thing.
Yes, but you said everything with permission.
Well, true enough. You can create ghouls, though, because that's playing with the mortals.
Okay.
Ghouls are safe because they don't tell things. You know what I mean? If you tell them not to.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't reveal, who you are or what you are.
Right, yeah.
And they can do your bidding. It takes 3 doses of your vitae for them to become fully bonded and trustworthy.
Just like the fullness.
You can also give them a little, like you have a little vial of celerity. You can give them a little vial of your vitae that will allow them to take on a little extra power if they need it.
Oh, I'm gonna corner the performance market. You want some vitamin V? Make you big and strong.
Hey, storyteller, quick question. I think I've been playing this wrong, actually.
There is no wrong.
Well, no. Am I actually against the blood bond I just realized that there's a difference between ghouling and human blood bonds versus the vampiric blood bond. Is it just when we blood bond a human, are they basically become familiars or pets? Is that completely different?
They are just more inclined to like you, trust you, and listen to you. They become your close friends by giving them pieces of your vitae. And you can give them, like I said, a little bit of extra power when they need it. Being the same relationship can exist between vampires. You can be ghouled to another that you've taken their blood. It makes you like them, trust them, respect them, and not do anything to harm them. Your aversion to the blood bond goes both ways. You don't like to use it to bond anybody to you, and you certainly don't ever allow anybody to bond you to them.
Okay, so I am playing it right then. That is how she views it. Okay, thank you.
However, I'm going to point out on your lore path sheet, if you get to the next level, you have an ability to avoid the bond and yet still get the benefit of the blood. So that little draft of celerity,
I didn't take it.
Yeah, but you could
Oh.
and not feel the bond.
I'll keep that in mind for later roleplay, I guess.
Yeah. Keep it in
That
mind.
sounded way
because-
too kinky.
Well, this is a way of you using Dusable's gift without letting Dusable get his hooks into you.
He's a bad man.
He's just a vampire. He's not a bad man. He's got his own things that he wants.
Calling him a man is an insult. We are better.
That's why he's a bad man.
Speaking of the bad man of Dusable, Julian, you will get a very angry voicemail from Dusable. You have stolen my property. I am going to come for you. He's very mad about K. Marshall Ellis being absconded with.
Oh, I knew I forgot something. I can call him. Sorry. Everything that happened, I really forgot to call him.
Ooh. Yeah.
That is, I will say that if he told me he got that voicemail, he just kind of shifts the
Maybe
voicemail to me.
You might even hear him get that voicemail as you're standing up on the roof, and I would love it if you just went, "Oh, my bad. I forgot to tell."
We were getting shot at. I forgot. Sorry.
Just the rooftop gets just a couple of degrees darker. Just
I am really. I'll call him right after we're done with this, Julian.
Of course. Take your time, sister. Thank you so much for your consideration.
I did hand the letter to the prince, though, so you know.
Yes, that's good for all of us. Absolutely.
Batting
kinda
100.
Sidle away from Julian just a little bit.
It's been a mixed bag today. Some ups, some downs. But here we are. You've got your task. You need to find the Gary coterie before it's safe for Sierra to meet with the prince. And you need to find out who's running them, who's behind them, and why.
Did the sheriff already leave?
Unless you need something from him, he's getting ready to go. Arthur. He's petting your dog. He likes your dog.
Do you not see that? This is. He won't give the location of the hotel specifically, but he'll say it's like her haven is somewhere, or where she's laying low is somewhere on this block. Make sure no one that you flag as problematic goes anywhere near there.
Oh, the Diamond Yama?
Yeah, he won't say the Diamond Yama, but say like somewhere on this block this is where she's laying low. For her own personal security and ease of mind, I will not disclose what that is. But make sure that
yeah, he knows her backstory enough to know that would be where she would be safest. He will keep that quiet.
Yeah, he's like, he didn't say it explicitly. He's not breaching any confidence, covering my ass.
Have I felt that same sensation of being watched?
Not up here.
Okay. That's it for me. I'm done. Right. Time to go, everyone?
Where are you going? That'd be a question.
I would say the first place we need to start is looking at the footage from the front of the building, trying to see where these people came from.
What footage?
The traffic cameras that Julian asked for. Yeah, I still don't know about the surveillance that Julian did, but
Oh, you mean from the L? I mean, yeah, if we can see who
cleaned up?
Yeah, who cleaned up? That's always everything might be connected. Who knows? I mean, it's building intelligence upon intelligence will help us moving forward. Would you have facilities for that, Julian, or are you able to bring it up remotely?
The computer lab can do it.
If we are to go to a place in which you own, This is, of course, entirely your prerogative and your invitation.
And Julian, have you mentioned the lab to them?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, except the sister. The sister.
Yeah, she knows you were going to set K. Marshall up there.
I think.
Oh, I should also mention that K. Marshall's obituary did post in the paper, saying that he had died of burn wounds from a fire.
So how did you know that I had him?
How did who know that? Who had
Disable. Know that I had him.
Yeah. Explain that part first, Sartella.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that is right. He should be
So-
yelling at me, actually, for accusing K. Marshall
Okay,
Ellis.
because so you've been warning me about this. That has been my my idea. He doesn't know that happened.
Yeah,
When you're right, because when the obituary posts is when he's going to assume that K. Marshall is actually dead, and then call the sister frantically and yell at you for killing my K. Marshall. And presumably you'll tell him that K. Marshall is not dead.
Okay.
Well,
good.
no, so if I get a voicemail, because I'm assuming it's a voicemail that I get.
Okay.
So if I get the voicemail, I'm actually going to kind of, now that I know, so retconning everything, Julian's not mad at me for this.
Yes,
I'll
I took
actually-
it 1 degree down. That's good
Yeah,
for him.
yeah. So I actually say, we forgot the whole, and then start talking to him really quickly about Disable and what would he like me to say? Because it is a favor. We're walking this tightrope. We still need Disable's help ish, maybe. He can tell I really don't care for him, but I did give my word to watch this guy. Can I tell Disable he's safe? And does Julian want to be involved in his name being said at all? Or that this was just my idea to keep him really safe, because now everyone thinks he's dead. Obviously, it worked.
Obviously, it worked. And obviously, there are a lot of things happening in the city that are very dangerous.
So my question is, does Julian want me to let Disable know that it was Julian's idea, or just try to play it off that I did what I did to make it seem that this guy is actually dead, because it's the best way to hide somebody.
You know Disable better than I do. Do you think mentioning my name would be better or worse for your conversation with him?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I don't know if he would be jealous. You did take a vial. He doesn't know if you drank it, though, so he might have a... No, I think I should tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly... This is your relationship. I would hate to...
Hmm.
I notice her grimace when I say that.
When he says relationship, it's just... ugh.
I just store that one for later.
Surely remember.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd be more than happy to do anything you need. If he wants him back, I can do that. But I wouldn't offer that.
Oh, no. I don't like offering him anything. So, okay, I just want to make sure it was okay with you. And then at some point, I'll give him a call tonight when I have a phone.
Then
Thank you, sister.
give me a roll for this, because this is going to be a little manipulation, persuasion, or charisma persuasion.
Which one's my higher one? Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll
should
let
be
you
your
know.
wheelhouse.
Okay, so manipulation. All right, so just roll that.
Manipulation, persuasion, and
Second attribute that I get to use.
you get to add 2 dice to that
Okay.
because it's with Disable.
It only lets, when I click manipulation, it asks for a second attribute input.
Yeah, that's why you go to the go to persuasion first, and
Oh, okay.
add manipulation to it.
Okay, hold on. Go cancel that. Persuasion first, and then I see manipulation. And modifiers, just put 2? Is that what
Put
you mean by
2.
adding 2? Okay.
Exactly.
Anything happen?
There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You rolled
dice and
8,
you-
8 dice and 1 success. Would you like to burn some willpower to make that happen?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Reroll your willpower. Go to where it says willpower reroll,
And just click once?
and just click once, and you can reroll up to 3 dice.
So should I do 3?
3, I think. Yeah. 'cause-
Okay.
yeah, And you get 2 more. So that's going to give you a 3 to work with. He's got an awareness resolve that he can roll against you.
I hate this man.
That's okay.
2.
He only got a 2. So you have persuaded him that it is all okay. K. Marshall is alive. He has a new identity, and he is being set up in a secure location. Dusable will tell you that he would very much like to know where this is.
Can I think about that? I just want to make sure the security is airtight first and that no one else who doesn't need to know knows about it.
Oh, sister, I trust you.
I
Keep him
trust you
safe.
too.
Keep him safe and do what was good for us. The Tremere need this man.
I understand. I will.
So, Julian, you're not going to get an angry phone call.
Message deleted. Thank God. I'm tracking Julian's mental health at the moment. He was.
Those hidden modifiers, man.
Boy, he's had a rough day of it.
Oh, did that work?
Yes.
That actually worked. Yay.
Yes, that actually worked. Thank
Yeah,
you for joining us, sister.
So then I will say, yes, we can continue to use my resources.
Do you want
if
to?
guys would.
Where do you want to go then? Do you want to meet back at the computer lab so you can look at traffic cam footage and try to get some idea of what's happening?
I want to first pick up the dude from the condo.
Okay.
Because now that I know that one of them's a Nosferatu, I'm less sure that I would get what I want from the situation.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick him up.
Is that prejudice against enough?
Well, they're super sneaky. And so now that I have the traffic cameras, I don't necessarily need to catch somebody trying to go get him from my condo and take him back.
What are you gonna do with him?
I don't know. Probably kill him. I haven't decided yet.
I gave them to you for fun. Come on.
I know. I'm going to give him to Narvin, and I'm going to say, he's yours. Trade him, kill him, write him off on your taxes. I don't care. Somebody might come for him, though. So put him in a place where if they do get to him, it won't bother anything.
He might be useful if he wasn't bonded.
Oh, we know someone who can take care of that, don't we? Sister.
Yes.
Maybe we offer Dusable another little gift. Blaine here.
Blaine.
Maybe that might appease him a little bit. Sure. He always likes. Wait, for just feeding or other?
Probably to remove the blood bond, and since he has a connection to the coterie that's coming, what a great favor he would be doing for the prince by helping him out or whatever.
Find a way to word it.
Yeah, you know.
But there is a chance that he'll try to blood bond this one too after the bond breaks. Will that be a problem? Do we not care?
I look at Blaine. No, it's not a problem.
Sure.
Awesome. You're going with her. Come on.
For fear of the shadows, looking around, making sure he's not in a dark spot, he'll go. Yeah.
All right, fine. Then after that's taken care of them, yeah, we can go to the lab.
Fantastic.
I will stop Lilith before she enters, though.
Oh. Do tell.
Do we have some problems?
All of this is just new to me. I I don't know. Is this what it's like to live in this world? This isn't what I expected.
What did you expect?
Something different. All of these manipulation and social interactions are just they seem so human. And I thought this was going to be different.
Well, it's humans living forever, not fantasies living forever. The base things don't change too much, and if they did, they certainly wouldn't be talking to us.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, now that you know it's not like your imaginings, what are you going to do about it?
I mean, I'm here now. I need to do what I can for this group and our mission and our purpose.
What's your purpose?
I haven't figured it out yet.
How long do you think people should wait for you to figure it out while they're trusting you with their lives, their resources, their money, their time?
I don't have an answer. I think that it depends on the person. If they are willing to wait.
I'm not. Figure it out. And I will help you as much as I can. But one thing I can't do is convince you to accept my help or to do what I hired you to do, which is to help me. Seems like a very one-sided relationship that we have right now.
I did my duties to you before the show.
Oh, did I hire you through the traditional process of you applying, or did I hire you while we were going to Gary, Indiana to meet with other Kindred? I didn't hire you because of your ability to organize.
You took pity on me.
You don't know what I did. Don't presume.
You knew I had to travel by public transit and you gave me a car. That is pity.
It's more of an investment. Pity doesn't get good returns. That's what this conversation is about. If I pitied you, I wouldn't be angry. I invested in you, and so I am.
It sounds like you've got your mind made up. There's nothing I can do or say that will change it.
This whole conversation is about figuring out what that else is.
And I told you I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Well, thank you for your effort. After you.
I'll walk in, I suppose.
Were Arthur and I unfortunately standing out there when this was happening?
Well, sister, let me ask you. You have heightened senses, don't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You could have heard that conversation. And Arthur, you're just plain, nosy. So if you were like leaning back against the door,
you can.
Oh, so we were let in first, and then the conversation happened.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, come on.
Is,
You sister might need a little heightened senses. Arthur might need to kind of purposefully put your ear to the door.
Yeah, his old spy tricks. Yeah.
So I think at this point, if Arthur and I realized that we were inside, we'd just be like,
It's like,
in fact,
I love the gossip.
Look at each other. And you realize you're both listening.
It's like, and given how my rolls have been going, I'm just gonna hear.
Isn't Arthur the worst?
I say he's good for nothing.
I'm gonna guess awareness plus something.
Wits awareness.
What's awareness? Cool. Let's.
That's your standard notice roll in this game.
Hey, look at that! 2 successes on 3 dice.
Two
So I-
successes out of 3 dice. You'll
Yeah.
pick up enough words to know the conversation. It's the tone of the conversation,
Like-
and
Like every third word, it's like somebody's in trouble.
but you're getting the idea. She's saying it was pity that he took on her, and he's saying it was an investment. And he's mad because he's expecting a return on his investment. Though,
I love the gossip.
also from her point of view, you're not even sure what he wants.
She
If you're
didn't
listening.
ask.
Yeah. So, yeah, hearing both sides of the conversation.
I mean, how am I supposed to?
Okay, in character versus
Yeah.
Yeah.
player. Come on, you guys
Yeah.
are scared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah,
said
so-
that out of character, so I cannot respond to it.
Question: do I have to roll anything for that? Or just
No, your heightened senses is
Just
actually
active.
just a natural active thing for you. So all it matters is what do you want your what senses would you want? In that case, you wanted to listen to it. And I should mention, when you use your heightened senses, it's one at a time. So if you
Yeah.
need to see something, you can see something. If you need to listen to
Switchboard.
something,
I'm annoyed that heightened sense hearing thing went off because I know that the only reason she would ever use that as a nun is to pay attention to all the small little nunlings running around. Not doing anything gaudy.
nunlings. That's
Thank you
how
for
the
that.
church
I'll
has
take that
never
with
used
me.
that.
And it's like we're keeping it now. That's great.
2,000 years of Catholicism, and I've never heard it called a nunling.
Nunliness. They need like a name for like a group of them. You know, like a I guess a convent of nunlings.
The convent of nunlings. So that's what is this now? The car is gone. Which car is gone? Who's sending me messages about the car being gone? What do you mean?
My car.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, are you taking the car back?
absolutely.
Well, Dolly, it's his. Now I wish I ran into something.
All right. We'll obviously
That's why I said it privately.
no. Everybody's been chatting at me, so I'm trying to keep the thing rolling here. But this is why you two have to have probably a little more open communication, especially if you're going to work together. Come inside, though, and let's get into the lab here, and you can maybe look at some stuff.
Oh, and just like out of character, like retcon a little bit back. After the sheriff had left, you guys would actually have seen me just like rip off the habit and just be like, "Ugh, I don't want to play that today," and then just go on our regular way.
I thought this was a life choice system. I'm surprised.
Yes, and I'm actually a nun.
Well, you are actually a nun. It's
I mean,
That's- To just.
I'm a talk show host. I see you, sister. I see you, and I understand you. People with day jobs, right? So we walk in, and I'm not going to take them to K Marshall.
He's just off working, doing his stuff.
But we can go to Narvin.
Narvin could show you the footage. What are you looking for specifically? The encounter under the L, or for who may have followed you to Arthur's flop?
I'll ask them what they want.
Arthur has no idea about the surveillance on his place. So
I want to
Well,
see the footage of the L, just because
Right now,
it's creepy.
the footage that's coming over to here right now that the computer is linked up with is the traffic cam footage from Chicago. So
Right.
the main roads, freeways are basically covered with about a 10-second interval in between.
Was
You gotta-
I mean, was the tenement that we were at on like a surveilled road? I guess that's what I expected, but I don't know.
And no, the flop itself isn't, but the roads leading up to it would be. You
Okay.
could roll the traffic cam footage back and find your vehicle, for example.
we don't know the vehicle that they came in.
Right. Well, we don't
Yeah.
as a party, but yeah.
We know the vehicle that chased us.
Right.
Yeah,
You'd be
I
able to find your vehicle and then
Right. That yeah.
extrapolate from there.
The one that chased us didn't have any license plate, if I recall.
Did not.
Yeah, so, and I'm pretty sure it didn't have a serial number stamped on the fucking hood. So
No, we're not looking for license plates. We're looking somebody. This is not going to be a quick process, everyone. I don't know if you know how the bread gets made, but someone is going to have to literally look at the footage and track from one cam to another one backwards in time. My question to you all is, where would you like them to start? What do you want them to look for, and where do you want them to start?
Your best bets are finding the footage of your vehicle when you are downtown just prior to being attacked under the L, because that is all very heavily surveilled area that you drove into. And then driving away from that area, you would have taken the freeway for a spell before going south to the flop. That would be the second place to look.
So I will let them decide which one.
I mean, to me, it makes more sense that we would be looking at the vehicle that chased us, seeing if we could figure out where it originated from. I mean, obviously, it probably came from the airport or whatever, but to see if we can see where it came from before that.
If that's the choice, then yes, you can find the moment when you guys were downtown when that vehicle was coming up on right behind you. Yeah.
But the footage, no matter what, would show us the L, correct? Like everything that happened around there, and including after the fight for the cleanup crew?
After the fight.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to follow it forward,
was the fight scrubbed?
You will find there is no footage. There's no footage of any battle under the L. It goes black. It does that for about an hour. When the footage comes back on from every different viewpoint of that particular street, it's empty. No bodies, no cars.
Based off of my readings from the laptop that I took, do I think that the people behind Flyboy Success would be able to do that?
Probably. There's a very good bet. Running the footage backwards, you can track where that vehicle did start to follow you. And Lilith is right. From the airport.
Dirty boy.
I thought as much.
Now, since you've lost the footage or has been blacked out the footage of whatever happened under the L, the next time you can find your vehicle is on the freeway heading away from that.
And do we see anyone following us now on this footage?
The traffic cam footage that's coming off of this freeway is not like the downtown CCT cameras. There are still frames that get shot every few seconds. So it's just a click, click, click of the traffic that comes. There are cars behind you when you find your vehicle.
Yeah.
But because these frames aren't in motion, you wouldn't know if any of them are actually following you.
And one of them is probably the Narvin mobile.
Yeah, you could spot the Narvin car, of course.
I
Of
like
course
it.
you can spot that one. It's the plain one that looks nice.
Yeah.
I know what car had the body bag that Malenkov got into.
You do.
People got out of a car and they put him in a body bag.
Yes, they did.
Do I see that car?
Not on the freeway footage. You know what I mean? They're not following you in this section where you're going.
Okay.
Can we do a side-by-side comparison of what the freeway footage looks like versus like the last time our car seen before we hit the flop house to see if any of the cars are the same?
You can look. Yeah, that would. In fact, give me a wits awareness roll for yourself.
Let's see, what's awareness?
Don't forget to substitute your hunger die,
Yeah.
because even now, your beast is ready to go.
Okay, so it's a total of 4 dice. I got 3 successes with 4 dice. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. Just as they're rolling the footage, and you're just kind of looking at it, and looking at the other screen, and looking at that one, looking at that one. There's an old, beat up 1995 sedan, a real like an old Ford Taurus. You can barely believe it's still on the road. That one, this dirty old beat up junker seems to be popping up a lot in this footage.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and express that to the group, and perhaps this car has something to do with it.
Is that the car that followed you, Arthur?
From the
Nice cup.
thing, from the first night, the close encounter of a unpleasant kind.
We were talking about the headlights that night, and that's really what you noticed, and they were specific, like from an old Ford sedan.
Another darkness, my old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they call it Ford for a reason. You're fucked on the roadside dead.
One can only hope.
Come on, where else you gonna get a good chunky transmission like that, huh?
I did not realize in more than one way, they wanted it to buy a coffin on wheels. This is good.
Well, I hope that it was helpful. We now know there is a car. They seem to be rather attached to it. Otherwise, I don't know why they'd still be driving it around. Maybe if we can find that, we can trace them back. Also, the last thing I want to see is the hospital, Brookfield Medical Center.
Brookfield Medical Center.
I just want to see if that car...
If I'm going to show this to you on your map here, look to the left there. There's the city of Brookfield. And right there where the 34 meets the 45, that is the southern end of a medical corridor that stretches straight north along the 45. There are a ton of hospitals along here. This is where retirement homes are, assisted living facilities, all kinds of specialty hospitals. But here at the southern end.
I'm still on the, yeah.
Oh, are you guys still on that page?
Yeah, we're still on the picture with
We're still in the lab.
That is my bad. Let me take you over here.
Bunch of nerds.
Okay, so Brookfield is right there where that little pink dot is blinking off from. The views that you can get would be from the freeway here over by McCook and the 290 up here. You don't, at least not now, there's a lot of footage to sift through, but immediately you don't see that Ford Taurus going there.
So they were probably resting in the open cemetery.
The open cemetery I have marked, that's Forest Park. It's just off.
Yeah, it's on 95, right?
The 290, I think.
It's 290. I mean, it's on 290. So if they were gonna go to Brookfield, they probably would take that
42.
at some point. So it might be worth checking that road out or one of those two locations to look for snowman.
Yeah, the whole group. You've got pictures of all 4 of them now. Malort is usually the one that's the driver, but she's also the NOS. So it's the one that can obfuscate herself the best.
It's like trying to bottle lightning.
Yeah, she may not drive in her own guise, obviously. who knows if she even appears while she drives. She could just vanish herself out and it look like an empty car going down the road.
That'd be alarming.
Yeah, that would be slightly. That itself would stick out, you would think.
Nah. Barring that
Narvin
we-
will work a little bit on the computers though for you, and finally get you a license plate number. It's an Indiana plate. It's a little blurry, but he's going to work with the computer and try to smooth it out. Once you have the Indiana plate number, you can put an APB out on it, and at least the police will let you know if they find it.
Yeah, please, Sheriff, tell them to not engage. Do not engage.
You can post that. It will immediately assume that they're dangerous, but that will also keep them at a distance. And it's not untrue.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well,
Those are the plans. Is there anything anybody else is looking to do?
What time of night is it?
By now, you're looking at after 2 or maybe coming up on 3 in the morning. You've got a few hours of nighttime left before the daylight ruins it all for you.
I have a feeling that the hospital is going to be something for our next endeavor.
yes. If we do go there, we should be prepared to meet resistance. All of us.
Those
Should
are
also mention,
magic words.
because that corridor is the medical corridor, and there's a lot of different facilities up and down that, it is the territory of the Malkavians here in town. That little western stretch of Chicago.
The who again? Sorry.
No, we only know Nos, right? We don't know any Malks.
I don't know if you know any Malkavians, but yeah,
There's none in that coterie that was in the dossier.
none
Yeah.
in that coterie, and you know that the primogen is Newberry. Jason's son, Newberry is what they call him. He's the sort of the problem child of the council. He's the one that when he heard that La Sombra were coming to town, obfuscated himself and hasn't appeared since. He's that terrified of them.
Oh, that's good. Do we know that?
I believe that's something you heard from Damien.
So that means this time Julian's going to take point. Be the big scary boogeyman because he's angry, so it might work in our favor this time.
Yeah, Julian actually has sat down as this has all happened and kind of just exhaled. As you guys have been talking about what you want
So
to do.
we're getting a plan together so he can see that we're starting to get back into a workable machine, right? Right, buddy?
Any use I'll provide is going to be in the investigation itself. However, if I have our hosts leave, I might go see if I can scrounge some additional logistical support from my small circle of friends.
Be helpful.
Then, with your leave,
I look at the other two.
adieu.
I probably should get Blaine. What was his name?
Yes.
Yes,
Lane.
Get him all presented up for Disable then. Because I'm
Yes,
sure it's
as
gonna be it's gonna be a conversation. I'm sure.
So the sister's going to take the ghoul over to Disable. Arthur is going to go look up some help somewhere.
Oh shit, Arthur, we left him alone again. We're not there. We out.
He's gonna go and speak with his superior, good old bear mom.
Rosa.
Good old
Rosa
Rosa.
Hernandez.
I heard the voice. This is like silk upon my ears.
If you call her, she will meet you wherever you want, just outdoors in a parking lot. She doesn't care.
Yes, do the gentlemanly thing and meet her somewhere in her territory, her neck of the woods.
Yeah, she wants to know everything that's happening, especially about Flyboy and all the rest. So
Mhm.
if you fill her in on everything that's happened, including that first light attack and the attack on the Sombra, she will also ask you what they were planning to do. And you can reveal the contents of the letter to her.
Oh,
Now,
he's giving her everything.
she's a primogen on the council. She was going to hear this at the Elysium anyway. But and it's going to be a rumor that's going to start because there's no way to stop it. That's why the prince let you see the contents of the letter. What do you need, for this?
Well, this looks poorly on all of us, but any support that you, with your might and your powerful friends, could provide. But we are going to be chasing a lead at the hospital very promptly. The next time we can go out and sniff out the snake in the grass. Does he have the files for the others? Do we have like a physical copy?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can, even if it was, it could
or even just like in his beat up like field notes book, and he gives her all of the pertinent information he has. Like, if perhaps this is maybe a two-pronged attack. We can split it down the middle. Or, I know you are a very busy woman. You may take one that you deem as the most serious threat. I know that there are two gangrel here that are going to make things particularly problematic for us if they continue to exist in this way. We are going after Snowman because he attacked me personally. And he made me a poor host, and he made me a fool in my home. And that I cannot abide.
You are right to seek him out. If you go to the hospital, it is not your territory. You should speak to a Malkavian first.
Of course, I would hate to start another international incident.
Don't talk to Sun. Sun, even for a Malkavian, is crazy. Loco. Muy loco.
Is it Sun the same as Newberry?
Yeah, Jason, Sun, Newberry. So
No.
Yeah, no council don't. He's crazy. But find Evan Klein. Evan Klein. He's Malkavian crazy too, but different crazy. Different loco. He might be able to help you.
Workable crazy. I like workable crazy.
He rides the L. That is what he does. From what I hear, he just stares out the window all night long. It's like his office.
Hopefully he won't be disinclined to help. Anyway.
Baru.
Workable crazy rides the L. All right. Well, this will be intriguing.
She will put her ear to the ground about this late model Ford Taurus and the people inside. She will try to hear if she hears about another gangrel in town or any illegal feeding going on. She'll let you know. If you need anything from her, you can call her.
And before she departs, there's one more person I would like you to see if you could gather any information upon.
And who is he, sweetie?
His name is Julian White. He of course is well known, but I want to know the man. Among my coterie, he's the only one who I perceive as an actual threat, and I like to know potential threats, whether I can be friends or can forbid enemies.
Your paranoia is justified.
Yes.
I shall look into it.
I will not take up any more of your evening, madame. Adieu. Until we meet
You
again.
will be able to make it back to your proper haven with Napoleon and rest for the evening. But I
Mhm.
quickly want to get over to Sister Vindicta, going over to drop off Blaine at Dusable. Dusable will tell you have some explaining to do.
Yes,
What is the status of K. Marshall Ellis?
he's alive. He's safe. No one will look for him now that he's dead. As you can tell from your reaction, you actually yelled at me and thought I did a bad job. I'm hurt.
I will apologize if I have to, but I'm not sure yet. What is he doing? Where is he?
He's doing what he does best. He's calm. He's in a lab. He's creating things I don't quite understand. He's more tech. I'm more science. You know this.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it is about time that I give him another feeding, and I'm going to need to see him.
Do you want me to bring him to you?
I think perhaps in the next couple of evenings, I would like to go to him and see
okay.
how he is living.
I'll play that off like, oh, okay. Because knowing in the back of my head, shit, gotta ask Julian.
And he'll ask you what the deal is with Blaine. And if you tell him the story about where this guy came from, he will be, very intrigued.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, he's that bonded thing, and it needs to be broken because we don't want to have him leading whoever he works for to us. Please.
No. But the small-time anarch bond should be nothing to do. I
Thank
break him quickly. But what do I get to do with him afterwards? Do I get
Whatever
to
you. Wait, was that what we decided? I don't remember. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's just he has no use for us. I mean, if you can find more information on him, he's a toy. Not well trained.
All right. This is as good as I could hope for. K. Marshall is safe. I have a new plaything.
See, don't I treat you so well?
Let's not go too far. So, what about De La Sombra?
Which one?
All of them now.
Yeah, this is nothing I really wanted to sign up for. You know me, I'd rather be at my convent, but
These are big things, big
It is.
ideas.
Mhm.
De La Sombra, they want to join the Camarilla.
Yes.
I do not know how I feel about that.
Me either. The one I'm working with right now, he seems really nice, but at the same time, I can see why people are a little wary. So having more of them, we'll see.
Yes, we will see. We will see their animals. We will see the animal side of them.
We all have an animal side. The gangrel that I'm hanging out with now. I mean, come on.
I understand. And you are right. There's a beast within all of us, and I should not be so judgmental. But this is the kind of thing that changes the whole world.
It could. It just depends on which side you're on, remember.
True enough. Well, thank you then for your gift.
Can I just leave now?
Yeah, you can.
I don't like being around him.
Are you sure you don't want to drink before you go?
No, thank you.
One day I shall get you.
One day, maybe. And then just literally scampers
You
off.
will make it. You will make it back to your convent in plenty of time to avoid the sunlight of the day and get yourself into a proper resting position. All of you will. This is the end of Sunday night and the beginning of a brand new week. We'll see what happens. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm going to end the session right there. With big things afoot in Chicago. I like it.
So
So let's go down the road. Sister Vindicta, Tell us about yourself, Melinra.
Hi, I'm Milenray, playing Sister Vindicta, also Calypso. You'll probably see the Vindicta side kind of turn more into Calypso as she has to get more physical instead of hiding in her convent, so that could be interesting. And then freaking Julian scares the shit out of me right now, but other than that,
I love it.
yeah.
And Lilith. Say hello, Ray.
I'm Grace. I played Lilith tonight. And yeah, you can find me here on this show and on Wednesday nights for a Savage Worlds game.
That's true. We do other games. We do lots of games around here. People should join us. Arthur. Alex Maxwell.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Maxwell, bringing you Arthur of the Land tonight. Thanks for stopping by for a bite. And yeah, you can see me here every week playing Vampire and anywhere video games are played under the tag Stormwolf92.
And I will say, you put on the hat, you put on the leather coat, and you really got into character. But you didn't take it off when you got naked.
I don't want us to get demonetized, man. Like
there goes my suspension of disbelief.
Well,
true. Twitch has
it's good criticism. No, have tearaway clothes next time Arthur gets naked. Cool. All right.
And Julian, the one that boy, you had an intense conversation tonight.
Several.
You know, we're just trying to. We're a team. We got to talk.
That is the good stuff. That is the good stuff of role playing. That the depth and nuance of that. Oof,
yeah, that's going to be one for us to unpack later. That was fun. I'm so happy to be here, guys. I'm Wes. You can find me here and streaming, GMing a Dress and Files game Mondays on Geeks on Seats at 9:30 EST. Other than that, thanks for having me.
You guys are absolutely fantastic. And I was saying, we do a lot of shows around here. Monday, we've got the Down Roll. Tuesday, Greyhawk Adventures, The Ghosts of Salt Marsh at 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, Tales of a Savage Land with me and Grace and Melenray in the chat. Actually, Melenray in the chat's probably even better than the show. So you should tune in just for that. Windy City Kindred, which you're watching right now, takes place every Saturday. And then coming soon, Saturday Morning Superheroes. And I can't wait for that one. We're hearing a lot more about that show. And it'll be up soon. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. I've been Uncle Tony. I'm usually Uncle Tony. I'm mostly Uncle Tony, especially when I'm telling stories about vampires. And thank you again. Join us next week as we bring the story a little bit closer into a landing here. We'll land this big-ass jet. So, everybody, have a good week. Thank you again. And I will use my will to turn off the Twitch stream. And then maybe...